Hey everybody, it's Millie from Second Spring Soaps, and today I thought I would videotape making my goat's milk and oatmeal soap. I've got my crock pot going here, and I think you guys can see everything okay from up there. I've got you at a different angle today. But my oils are warming up right here in the crock pot. My lye is over in the sink. I've got some goat's milk in the freezer that's getting nice and cool. So I thought I would really start you from the beginning and walk you through the whole thing. So I'm going to start off with my oatmeal. I use these kinds of oats. I get them from a local Amish market. And my stick blender came with this really awesome attachment, this like grinder thing. So that's how I grind up my oats. I hope you guys can see that. Awesome. And this just grinds everything down to a nice fine powder, which is what I'm wanting. I don't want the oats to be too coarse. I want a nice gentle exfoliant. And I use about half of a container of this for almost 3 ounces of oil. So I'll set that to the side. We'll pick our oils up again. One of the benefits that I like with hot process soap is that I don't have to worry about temperatures, so I can pretty much get started right now. I've still got some chunks of olive oil going, but that'll be alright. And then here's my lye. This is in half of my water, so this is a really strong lye solution. I use half water and half goat's milk. And this kind of helps the goat's milk not to burn as badly. I'm sure, oh, you guys kind of can't see that. So I'm just going to get this good and mixed in. Because this is at such a steep water discount, it'll start to saponify a lot faster. So I don't want to get it too mixed. Just enough of an emulsification to bring everything together. Alright, so I'm going to grab my milk really fast. And this has been sitting in the freezer for a few hours. I did 7 ounces of the milk and then 7 ounces of the water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slowly pouring this in as I'm mixing. I hope you guys can see that up there. Oh yeah, we're getting thick now. Alright, we got all of our milk in. Let's get it good and mixed in. Alright, we're at a nice trace now. You know me, I love to mix. And I actually go ahead and put in my oats now. I'll put in a little bit and then mix. There we go. Whew. I prefer to do it this way because I don't get any big nasty clumps that I have to go back and break up. And the last little bit. awesome. And as you can see, it's getting really thick now, like super thick. And of course I have to mix it to death. I'm going to pull out my spatula and get this cleaned off, and basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it to cook. Because it's goat's milk, I don't go too far. I'll check it every few minutes. When I'm doing regular hot process soap without the goat's milk, I'll pretty much just leave it alone for a little while. So what I'll do is, as I work through the soap and as it goes through the different stages, I'll come back and video it so you guys can see all the different stages. But from here, it'll go into like a, it's kind of like a gel stage. And it will completely saponify in the pot, and then when it's ready to throw in the mold, it's actually ready to use. So awesome. I'll catch you guys here in just a few minutes, and we'll look at the next stage of the soap. Hey everybody, I'm back. I wanted to show you what the soap's looking like so far. The middle part here, what we would normally have as cold process soap, this is really stiff. I can make indentions in it, but it is pretty solid. And then here on the outside, let me get a little bit of it and show you. This is the soap going into the gel phase. So it's getting a little more clear, a little more see-through, a little oranger too. This soap will eventually turn into like a dark tan, where the heat is going to be interacting with the goat's milk. So I just wanted to kind of show you this. I'm gonna make an, I guess I'm going to stumble over my words first. But I'm gonna come back and start filming again once it's completely in the gel stage, so you can see how it looks. And then I'll pick it up again when we're at our final stages and ready to mold. So thought you guys would want to see that. I'll catch you in a few minutes. Bye. Alright, so here's update number 2. The soap is almost fully in the gel phase. There's a little bit down in here that isn't, but it's practically all there. You can see the nice pretty orangey tan color we're getting. The oatmeal's still in there and it's going to stay suspended, which that's good. We've got a little bit of oil separation here, but that will incorporate in as the soap cooks. And a lot of soap makers will just leave the soap alone now and let it kind of go through the gel phase and then come back out. That's usually what I like to do too. A couple of times I've actually also stick blended it at this point and incorporated everything back in, but you don't have to do that. You can just kind of leave it alone. But yeah, so we're getting there. When I pick up next, I'm going to pick up at the end of the hot process stage. This has been cooking, I want to say it's been cooking for about an hour now, so it took about an hour to get from putting the lye in and mixing everything together to where it is now. It should take about 2 to 3 hours total to go from start to finish. So yeah, here's where we're at now, and I'll pick you guys up here in a little while. See you later. Bye. Alright everybody, we're back to throw this in the mold. Our soap is done, and the way that I could tell is I actually did the tongue test where I took a little piece of the soap and touched it against my tongue. And I wanted to compare it to this. These are some samples that I separated out at the very beginning, so you can see the creamy white texture. This is what the goat's milk soap would look like if it was cold processed versus the orangey tan color of the hot process. And that will end up being a nice, pretty tan color. So what I actually want to do, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start out with separating out some samples. I have a friend of mine, if you are in Florida, his name is Russell Wolf, and he does massages. He's a massage therapist, and he actually gives out samples of my soap to his clients, and he just ordered some samples. So if you're in Florida and you need a good massage, go to Facebook and look for Russell Wolf LMT. That's his Facebook page. You can get a hold of him, and he does massages on the weekends. but he wanted some vegan samples and some goat's milk samples and some that are more natural than others and some that have fragrance oils. So I told him I would get to work on those this week. So I'm just going to separate out maybe about 12 samples in all. 12 hot process, and then I'll keep the 4 cold process. And then we'll put the rest of it into the big mold to make the big bars. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've actually already ditched my gloves. I'm glove free today. Once your hot process soap is cooked, there is no more active lye. You just have to worry because it is hot. It will burn you, but you don't have to worry about lye burning you. So let's make one more sample and then we'll get to the big bars. Here we go. I'm going to clean those up a little bit. Alright, so we'll set this aside and we'll get out the big mold. Make sure you guys can see. This new angle is really kind of hard for me to get used to. And with this soap, I didn't add any fragrance or any colorant. If you were going to add fragrance or color, you would add it now. Or at least I like to add it now. I don't think it's necessary to add it at the end, but that's when I prefer to do it. One of the perks of using hot process soap is if you have, or the hot process method, if you have a fragrance that's bad to seize or rice or doesn't want to stick in cold process soap, you can actually make it in hot process soap and you won't have any problems because it seems to be the lye that causes those issues with various fragrances. Now, if you have a fragrance that turns brown, it will still turn brown in hot process soap. So you really can't count on it to fix that. But if you have any seizing or ricing or fading or morphing, try it out in hot process soap and see if it won't work for you. That's how I get my coconut. Coconut is notoriously hard to make in cold process soap, but I make mine in hot process and it actually sticks really, really well in the hot process. Yes, honey. Mama? Yes, baby. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pound this down. It'll help to get any air pockets out as well as kind of level it out. And remember, this is going to be hot. Smooth this out a little bit too. This is one of my more popular soaps. A lot of folks around in East Tennessee like to use it because it is a little bit more gentle. The milk in it makes it a little creamier. Get those last little bits of soap out of there. There we go. And then the oatmeal adds a really nice exfoliant to it too. So we're just gonna... And I like to add the dividers. For a long time I wasn't putting the dividers in and I was hand cutting, and my hand cutting is atrocious. We just put this in like normal. The best part about hot process soap is it's ready to use immediately. I like to let it cure for about a week just so the soap gets nice and firm. The firmer the soap, the longer it'll last in the tub. There we go, and that is my, goodness gracious, sorry about that. That is my hot process goat's milk soap. Hope I can get in there and let you guys see it. Sorry, my child has lost his mind in the background, but that's it. They'll cool, they'll pop out, they'll sit for about a week, and then they'll be ready to go. So thanks for keeping up with me, and thanks for listening over my child's screams. Bye, everybody.